Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 My Chemical Romance. We'll have some audio from a My Chem show over the weekend where they played the Smashing Pumpkins in music entertainment news. Before we get there, we sadly have to pour one out. This kind of polluted your timeline yesterday. It prompted Case to send myself and Kenzie a message saying, I don't know who this is, but a lot of people seem really sad about it. And that is Malcolm Jamal Warner. Theo from The Cosby Show passed away at the age of 54, and he drowned in a tragic accident on a family vacay in Costa Rica. That's all we know, like as far as what happened after that. It's enough, I guess. It's just tragic that he's gone. And he has a wife and a daughter. And since The Cosby Show, he's played A.J. Cowlings on the FX American Crime Story, The People versus O.J. Simpson. I bet a lot of people auditioned for that role, and he got it. Big show.
Yeah, absolutely. Great show.
A.J. Cowlings was the guy driving the Bronco, saying, back off, back off. I kind of want to watch his version now. I never saw
Sounds
that.
like you're auditioning.
Do you want to do a slate with your name real quick and just give it a shot?
Brian had voiceover auditioning for A.J. Cowlings for the O.J. Simpson movie. Hey, back off! Back off! He's got a gun to his head now. I'm going to call him. You guys slow down.
That's pretty good.
I would have got it.
Pretty good.
You would have got it.
I think I could have got it.
I like that Brian said that he's the one that would have gotten it, not us.
Despite that I'm white and he's black. I mean, I don't know if that would have...
Other than that one hang-up.
Wouldn't want to be in the makeup department in that area. Ugh. That'd have been rough.
Brian's like, what's the big deal? I'm an actor. I'm allowed to do this.
I'm playing a part.
Hey.
Would have been canceled by now for that one.
Yeah, tough look.
Cosby Show was so iconic for so many people, different age ranges. Like Kenzie remembers watching it on Nick at Night.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember as a kid watching it in real time with my family. It was just, obviously, way complicated legacy now, that show. I almost feel like I can't tell Case to binge it and catch up.
Well, we learned this morning talking about it, or I guess I should say I learned this morning talking about it, that not only is there the overall cloud, the complicated legacy that is The Cosby Show, but in the show, Bill Cosby is an at-home gynecologist who has a dungeon where he operates on.
It didn't look like a dungeon. You're making it sound like we should have all been really curious of what was going on in that house.
But he does bring that up, and I am curious now because he walked down steps to his office and put on his
Yeah.
lab coat, and he was right there with the women down there.
That's insane.
Woo.
That is not good. I say that not to besmirch the legacy of Malcolm Jamal Warner. Rest in peace. He's also a Grammy Award winner. He won a Grammy for playing bass on an album about 10 years ago.
I didn't know.
Yes.
Yeah, phenomenal bass player. He directed The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, some episodes on that. He was in Suits, Community, Sons of Anarchy, people remember him from. The Resident, someone texted in earlier, saying he was great on that show. I think that show was actually filmed in Chicago, some episodes. Somebody said they met him, and he was super nice. Really, really sad. Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace. Now, moving forward, some music news. Relates to a little bit what's coming up here in Chicago in 5 weeks at Soldier Field. We have Oasis starting it off on the Thursday. Then you've got My Chemical Romance on Friday, August 29th. So 2 in a row. After that comes the Lumineers and 2 shows with System of a Down. 5 in a row at Soldier Field coming up. We've been talking about it for a year, and it's getting close. So this was Liam Gallagher talking about Jumbotrons at their recent show after the Coldplay incident last week. See if you can understand this Manchester English accent here.
Right then, do we have any lovebirds in the house? Don't worry, we ain't got any of that Coldplay Doesn't matter to us who you're mingling with, or tingling with, fingering with, none of our business.
Kenzie, you got that. Can you transcribe that?
I think he said, do we have any birds in the audience? Don't be doing any of that Coldplay-ish fingering, lingering, tingling. That's what I got.
That's really close. You're pretty good,
gathered.
pretty good at transcribing Manchester English. He said exactly, here's the transcription because Case transcribed it.
And be careful because I didn't bleep the swear words in the paper you're holding.
It's going to end up a Third Eye Blind interview all over again. So Liam asked, do we have any lovebirds in the house? Don't worry, we ain't got any of that Coldplay snidey effing camera S, he added. Doesn't matter to use who you're effing mingling with or tingling with or fingering with. None of our effing business. But this one's for the lovebirds anyway before playing Slide Away. So you got pretty much of it, Kenzie. You got a lot of it.
I got the gist. So, does the transcription pop up on the screen just so I know it's Soldier Field? Are we going to see what he's talking about?
Captions are going to be off on that one. That's too bad. They should put it up there.
They really should. I love Liam to death, but I've never understood a word that guy's saying when he's not singing.
Also, more audio from over the weekend. My Chemical Romance, who launched their tour last week, they'll be playing the night after Oasis at Soldier Field. I am really, with all those shows in a row, I am really having pre-FOMO for this show because doing the Black Parade and then a whole bunch of other songs, but in the full garb of the Black Parade is pretty phenomenal. Saw them at Riot Fest. I think that was 2 years ago or 3.
That was 3 years ago.
Wow. And that was their return after 10 years, where never seen Riot Fest in that riotous of atmosphere where they had to tell everybody to stop and step back after every song, even putting it up on the screen in print saying, everybody, step back, calm down. I can't imagine what Soldier Field will be like. But here's the Pumpkins covering Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
The world is a vampire.
This is awesome. I kind of just want to play the whole thing, but audio gets cut off.
They sound really good singing that.
No kidding. My Chem is truly, after returning after the 10-year absence, they are better. If it's possible to get better, they really are. Some bands come back for a paycheck, not these guys. They came back full on. I think Billy will get up with them at Soldier Field.
That'd be very fun if that happened.
I think it'd be very fun. Well, that's My Chemical Romance playing again at the end of August Labor Day weekend when it goes Oasis, My Chem, Lumineers, and 2 System of a Down shows, all there at Soldier Field. It's going to be wild.
It's coming up.
Very quick. Get ready. Kenzie added a story to Music Entertainment News here involving Victoria Beckham. Here's the headline. Victoria Beckham worried about a family feud will ruin their holiday card.
So funny.
Thanks for adding this in.
Not that her family's falling apart, not communicating. She's like, well, the Christmas card's gonna suck.
We're already looking at Christmas cards. I know you said did you already see Halloween decorations in a store, Kenzie?
Oh, there's tons. I went out Halloween decorated shopping over the weekend.
Oh my God.
Honestly, Saturday was one of the best days of my life because I went to the Renaissance Fair, and then that evening I'm like, well, I should go look at Halloween decorations. And I'm like, this is everything I love.
Living in fantasy land, not in the real world. You were the whole time.
Yep.
And so Victoria Beckham says her oldest son, Brooklyn, is not speaking to the other brothers, Romeo and Cruz. Now,
Brother.
you would think they were like 7, 3, and 2 with that statement. They just, he's a poopy head. I'm not talking to him. Brooklyn's 26, Romeo's 22, Cruz is 20, and she's afraid it's going to ruin the holiday card. I guess they're famous for this holiday card every year. It gets a lot of clicks because Beckham gets like 100 million clicks on anything they just post. Pretty much.
I just feel like David Beckham is exhausted with her because I don't know, but the docuseries, I want to say it came out 2 years ago where they kind of like went into their relationship and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you remember the clip of him kind of yelling at her mid-interview because she said she grew up middle class. And he goes, no, what'd your dad drive? What'd your dad drive? What'd your dad drive?
Yeah.
And he's yelling at her. She goes, a Rolls Royce. He goes, you weren't middle class.
She was trying to grab adult poor clout.
Yeah.
And he called her out on it just because he's worth $100 million or 200 or 300.
Her dad grew up driving a Rolls Royce, like a $500,000 car. She's like, grew up middle class.
Love it. Well, we'll really follow this story, probably closer to the end of the story we follow, about making sure the holiday card gets done right.
Did they take the photo already or not?
Well,
obviously not, Case. That's a problem.
I guess I don't understand the story. Maybe it's because I'm poor, but I don't understand the story.
The holiday card is going to be ruined because they're not going to want to get together. They're not going to be smiling. The poses will be difficult. Maybe they don't show up in matching outfits because they're fighting. Who knows what could go wrong?
And this is in the news?
This is in the news.
It's
I found it.
New York Post, page 6.
I laughed so hard. I was like, I have to write this down. This is so funny.
Yeah, pause on the Middle East for a second, Case. Start worrying, just worry about this.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Back to school time coming pretty quick. And we did get to the point. Pencil Drive a few months back, and it was phenomenal. Kind of on a last-minute whim, you guys sent thousands of pencils and went out and delivered them to all the schools in the Chicagoland area that signed up. And I can't tell you the emotions I felt and the joy passing that off and realizing that, man, there are a lot of schools out there that are way undersupplied. Even if you think it's in a, quote unquote, richer school district, the supply situation is rough. And that's why we're doing it full on now. This is it. This is the big one. We want to really get everybody some help. Brian and Kenzie's Back to School Supply Drive, raising funds for Cradles to Crayons, who provide children across Chicagoland in need with everyday essentials they need to thrive. Now, this means school supplies, but also like backpacks, art supplies, writing tools, clothing, and shoes as well. So with your support, we will ensure that Chicagoland children have what they need to feel confident and prepared going to school. We're really taking this to heart, and we know that it's tough to ask you to donate money at this time. But again, these organizations take $1 and make it into so much more than you just buying the supplies and dropping it off. They know what to do because they get things in bulk and they can do it. So whatever you can donate will be tremendous.
We spent a lot of time behind the scenes because, Brian, like you referenced, we did a pencil drive earlier this year, which started as a joke. It started as Brian and I saying that we didn't think kids still used pencils. And it turns out not only do kids still use pencils, but schools are having a hard time stocking them because of the price of everything now. And so we've spent the last few months researching the best place that we can donate to help schools in need. In the same way we use the Greater Chicago Food Depository for God Bless the Gravy, which will return in the fall of this year, we have found that Cradles to Crayons is doing exactly what we are looking for. You can donate at Q101.com. The link is on Q101's Facebook page, or you can text the word school to 312-591-8300, and that will send you the donation link back, and you can donate there as well.
And Kenzie,
absolutely.
And you know more than us, Kenzie, even because you have a kid that's school age, like, Harper's in daycare, and Case doesn't have any kids we know of.
No, trust me, I do not.
So you know this better than anybody of how real this shortage is.
I know. We see it. We definitely see it out here. I live in Elgin. We see it within our community for sure. We have local school drives in our building and things like that in my district. But it just, for me, it's kids are, they are born into their circumstances. They have no control over what's going on. And, my heart goes out to them because every kid deserves that same opportunity. We're talking bare minimum. We're talking clothing, shoes, and school supplies. You need to make sure kids have these things because that's shaping these are our future adults. These are the future leaders, the future everything. And they all deserve to have that. That is bare minimum. These are not extras. I want them to be clothed. I want them wearing shoes. And I want them to be able to learn and do well in school.
Yeah, and the price of everything's gone up. Families with school-age children in Chicagoland spent an average of $875 on back-to-school items last year, including $141 on non-electric school supplies and $423 just on clothing and footwear.
Wow.
I mean, that's massive. And all we say is, show's doing pretty good here. Brian and Kenzie, we're doing pretty good. Got a lot of listeners out there. If everybody just threw in a couple bucks minimum, you don't have to don't think you have to throw in $100 or even $20.
Right. Oh, a few dollars makes a huge difference because there is so many listeners.
So if everybody just does that, text school to 312-591-8300 right now in just a little bit. That'd be so helpful.
Especially say you have older kids. So say you've been down this road, maybe you have kids in your 20s, you're done school shopping. It would be great if you're out of that phase, but understand what it's like to be in that phase. It's let me throw a few dollars at this. I don't have to, do school supplies this year, but I get it. That's a good opportunity because I understand there's people out there who are I'm trying to buy school supplies, right? But if you say you're out of that stage, you get it, you have the opportunity. That would be an awesome way to help parents who are still in that younger, that younger stage with their kids.
Yeah, please help. Q101.com, you can donate or just very easily text school to 312-591-8300 to get a link back and do it there, and we appreciate it.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Start getting your takeaways in, 312-591-8300, something that was memorable to you about today's show. Maybe you shared the show with someone today. We love that. Spread this show and give the Brian and Kenzie podcast. Give that link to somebody, or say you heard on the show. You can go back and listen to it anytime you want, anywhere, the Brian and Kenzie podcast, and then check out the show live, 6 to 10 a.m. Tell your friends to do that, or even strangers. That'd be great if strangers did that. Breaking news right now. So a few minutes ago, the Vic Theater announced that Tom Morello and friends will be there Thursday, November 13th at the Vic. Tom Morello. Of course, Tom Morello, guitar player from Rage Against the Machine from our own Libertyville, used to playing much larger venues. In fact, the United Center, the last Rage tour, those shows, that's where Zach hurt his leg.
I was there.
In that first show of the 2 shows there, they continued with that tour. They both got hurt on that tour. And it's, this is probably how you're going to see Rage Against the Machine going forward with those. Sadly to say, Zach's injury was devastating to his knee.
Literally life-altering.
Exploded.
Because, they were supposed to tour in 2020, in the spring of 2020, and then the shows got pushed back, and then they had to push them back in 2021, and then I finally saw them at the United Center in 2022. They had played 1 show at Alpine Valley to start the tour.
Yep.
And then 3 songs into their United Center set, Zach goes down, and we literally haven't seen him stand on stage since.
It's like they're keeping him somewhere. I mean, Zach, if you're okay, blink.
Please.
Let us know.
I will save you.
But Tom Morello and friends, I cannot wait to see what the friends are in this band, but it doesn't matter because Tom Morello knows what he's doing, and it's going to be wonderful. Tickets on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., I'm just on the Vic, Instagram there pretty much. It's Thursday, November 13th at the Vic. What a setting to see Tom Morello do his stuff, and I will be there. Other news stories that relate to the North Side. We announced yesterday that over the weekend, the Red Line stops opened, and most importantly for all 4 of them, because people that go home from work needing those Red Line stops. Selfishly, us Q101ers love the Aragon stop opening at Lawrence. So you got Lawrence, Argyle, Berwyn, and Bryn Mawr. They've been closed for 4 years in this $2 billion Red and Purple Line modernization project. Now, Case took the Red Line yesterday and went by these stops. How fantastic did they look?
I gotta say, it is a beautiful time to be alive. I got some dinner with some friends last night at Blowfish Sushi, which I cannot recommend enough. Everybody's always surprised when I say that I like sushi. I love seafood. I'm not a picky eater. I'm a big fan.
Well, that's not true. You are very picky.
I'm not. I've been labeled as a picky eater. It could not be further from the truth. I'm a very experimental eater, actually. I love eating all sorts of things, sushi being one of those things. I don't know how else to get out of that. So I took the Red Line from Bryn Mawr to Argyle. So I saw all the new stops with the exception of the Lawrence one, which is right next to the Aragon. When I go to AEW tomorrow night at the Aragon, I will take the Lawrence stop there as well, so I'll be able to see that. These new stops are fantastic. Shiny, clean, smell good. The trains come by. You feel good as the train's coming by. You get on the train. You feel good on the train. Oh, my God, I love public transportation.
How about that, Kenzie? You go to Twisted.
The best.
We haven't announced Twisted Christmas yet, but I'm
It's
just saying,
coming.
if it's at the Aragon again like usual, boy, are you in for a treat. And it really did cause a major hang-up without those open for the last several years. You had to get off way early and walk it in or even Uber it in or ride share it in from there. Now you can stop. It stops, if you're not in the know, it stops right at the Aragon. You get on the steps and the door is right there. This is amazing. And we can't stress enough how awesome this is.
I wanted Twisted Christmas to be at your new place to ring it in.
My place?
Yeah, your new place.
Well, listen, we can pregame because I'm near a stop that would take us right up to Lawrence. You want to? We could drink a little bit and have some snacks, and then we can get on the train and stop at the Lawrence stop.
I love snacks. That's the way to kidnap me.
Yeah. I just lead the snacks into the back bedroom. Kenzie follows right along. So yeah, we'll have a little pregame party. I can't wait. More news locally as former ComEd CEO Anne Pramaggiore sentenced to 24 months and a $750,000 fine in the bribery scandal. Why do I mention this? Well, it seems like ComEd has been in the news and this scandal for a couple years because it has been. She was sentenced to more, but the judge said it was excessive. She was sentenced to a 70-month sentence and $2 million fine. Now, there's the ComEd 4. They devised a scheme to influence Mr. Michael Madigan, the Illinois House Speaker, who reached the top of political power in Springfield, brought down one of the most powerful politicians in Illinois history, this whole scandal did, with ComEd and her involvement in it. There was the ComEd 4 that involved Madigan ally Michael McLean, a former ComEd CEO, Anne Pramaggiore, who we're talking about right now, ex-ComEd lobbyist John Hooker, and former City Club president Jay Doherty. They're all going to jail, and they all have a fine. And this related to a massive scam to keep political power. And, of course, it kind of, ComEd has announced that their bills are going up this year. I don't know if it's to cover these legal costs or however this played out. It's tragic that our electric bill is going up in the hottest time of the year. But this is a massive story of corruption in Illinois as you go down to all the annals of our corruption. This is up there. I'm not saying maybe not Mount Rushmore level, but it's close in Mount Rushmore of corruption in Illinois.
Do we have to do the Mount Rushmore of corruption in Illinois?
Well, I think we do, but I don't know how we weed through it.
You guys, there's no way you could pick four the most corrupt. Four of the most corrupt. That's impossible.
I don't know if I should put in most
All
corrupt.
tied for first.
I'm putting in most corrupt things in Illinois history. I don't know if that's going to do it or not. Let's see what AI's got. It was taking some time. It didn't just pop right up.
Is that impossible?
I mean, they actually put this one up there. The Illinois Mike Madigan sentenced to 7.5 years in prison after corruption charges and conspiracy, wire fraud, bribery, all related to accepting bribes from ComEd in exchange for favorable legislation. Ugh.
That sounds bad. The ComEd 4 sounds really, really bad. There is just no good way that you could be labeled as a thing and then a number and have it not be trouble. I guess the Fantastic Four would maybe make the argument against that, but
I have a bribery question.
I'm all ears, Kenzie.
Just asking.
Okay. Let me just guess. You're gonna ask how you can get bribes.
Not that. I want to know the moment that you're trying to feel out if the bribery is gonna go well, or if you're gonna get like arrested for bribing them. Like,
you mean what's your feeling when you pass off the money?
Like, how do you offer it in the first place? Because listen, I got pulled over once, and I wanted to be like, I'll give you $100 right now to let me go, because it was gonna be a really expensive ticket, the one I had to go to court for.
Yep.
And I'm like, but what if he's then like, and on top of your speeding ticket, bribery, damn body cams? I wasn't sure. And I'm like, how are people?
Body cam.
Damn it! Get that thing out of my face. But I'm like, and it made me wonder, like, how do people ever approach? Like, how do people ever get paid off? Like, you just risk it for the biscuit?
Well, you know what it is. And I think you'll know this. There's a look. You know, you get this, you're talking to somebody about something. Well, it'd be great if we could get this kind of legislation, if you know what I mean. And you're looking eye to eye, and then one guy goes like, reaches for, kind of puts your hand out there and go, You give that money sign, like, get this
Has
through.
anyone ever tried to bribe you, or have you ever tried to bribe anybody?
I don't think anybody's tried to bribe me for anything. It sucks. I'd love to be bribed. I wish I had power that would be bribable. I'm not bribable. I don't have any skills to be bribed.
By the way, when he says I'm not bribable, it doesn't mean you can't bribe him. It means he has nothing worth. Like, that's what he means.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I'll take bribes all day. I don't know what I can do. I've had people bribe for, like, let's say Lollapalooza tickets, Riot Fest tickets. Can I just give you this and get me tickets? I've had that kind of bribery, low-level bribery.
I've said the word bribe too much, and now it sounds weird.
I can't wait to see what your algorithm on your thing's going to show on when you go up on Instagram and Facebook next. There's probably
I've been too nervous. There's been a few moments where I was just like, God, I'd be willing to give you $100 right now if we could just walk away. But if I say that, I could get in even more trouble. So, boy, am I conflicted.
Well, I mean, obviously this Mike Madigan story we're talking about, which has gone 2 years in the making, and the ComEd relation to it, the CEO we're just talking about, that's on the Mount Rushmore if we had to pick one. Also, Blagojevich is on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, come on. That's a shoo-in.
I mean, he had that golden thing, if you remember.
I told my nephew, Alex, he just turned 26 today. I said, Alex, I called him for his birthday, and I said, it's just too bad you're not 4 years older, because I could have given you a U.S. Senate seat for your birthday.
It was a
You
joke.
know what I mean? I've got this thing, and it's golden. And I'm just not giving it up for nothing.
Now, that's how you bribe. That's how you do it.
He got caught.
Well, he went
He did a bad job.
Well, he was free for a while.
It took him a while to catch him.
Yeah.
He had a good run.
And he got out kind of early. And you know what? He was jacked. He got out of prison. He looked good. Prison was a good diet plan for
like a health camp.
Yeah. Blago was living a dream. Finally, I did mention I wanted to get on the scooter conversation that we talk about often on the show, and how we can't believe somebody doesn't die every day on those scooters that are zipping around through stop signs and lights, whether it's the burbs or whether it's a city. There's an ICU nurse at a TikTok that said, I've been begging people not to get on those scooters, the Lime E-scooters. An ICU nurse said, why? Well, I've seen it firsthand. There's so much trauma coming in the emergency room. So that is not getting quelled, that information. Deaths might be. But at least people getting hurt. She said she got on one of those when she was 20, And she fell on her face, chipped her tooth, and now has a false tooth in the front side there because of that, which is minor compared to what's going on to other people. And we have said this before. I can't believe. I saw it yesterday on the way to the Cubs game. Someone just rolled through all the stop signs, and they don't even look. The balls. I do not know what car's going to come and kill you. Not even looking for it. Just like, hey, maybe someone's going to hit me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Live Moss.
I guess.
He goes, the balls.
The balls on these guys, on these scooters, and these gals on the scooters.
Armadillo?
Yeah. All right, 312-591-8300. We'll have your takeaways after the Beastie Boys. Brian and Kenzie, Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Dougie Styles in for Lauren today again. Dougie, what's going on? What's on the streets?
I just want to say thank you for the David Beckham and family review earlier that the Christmas card is going to be ruined. Kenzie, that was very, very knowledgeable this morning. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Did you guys see also David Beckham posted that he was, I guess he shaves his own head at home, and he probably had the wrong guard on, and he has like a massive bald spot now on the top of his dome.
Yeah.
Because he messed up his thing. So I thought that's where Kenzie was going.
Yeah.
No.
With it, but no. But
No, he's got to shave his whole head now and start over. You can't just leave that. He has a quadrant like the Bermuda Triangle or something is in his
Why?
head.
His hair's like less than a half inch long. It'll catch up in a week.
But it won't catch up in the middle quadrant, will it? Like he's got to.
Yeah, because you'll buzz the rest down.
He has to walk around with that though for a
you
little
just
while.
wear a hat. You know what I mean, guys? Just wear a hat.
Yeah.
It's look into his face. He'll be fine. Nobody's worried about
No
it.
one's looking at the top of his head.
He'll be fine.
He's okay looking, right? I mean,
Yeah,
whatever.
He's doing great.
Yeah, we shouldn't be worried about him. Worried about us. God, he's fine.
I'm trying to catch my hairline. Jesus. Relax for a minute. Kenzie, don't make a joke, all right? Thank you.
No, you're already going through enough with your face and your hair.
Gee, wow.
Well, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me once again.
Dougie's very handsome and well put together today. His style. Check out him on his social media.
Yeah. Give me a follow, I guess.
All right, takeaways from today's show from our listeners. Check in at 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got?
773 checked in with a takeaway from Kenzie's crimes today. Friends help you move. Real friends help you move a body.
Wow.
Facts.
Yeah.
The real ones.
Could see that.
Kenzie, what do you got?
331 texted in takeaway. I'm gonna start telling people I'm hung like an armadillo.
Are armadillos, are they hung?
Well, you have to listen to the first hour of the show. In the 6 o'clock hour, the fact that made your brain go, Illinois is being overrun with armadillos as they move up from South America, and you're supposed to report them. But there's more on armadillos in that 6 o'clock hour. Way too much information.
When
in
you
that
guys
hour.
leave, my browser history is going to be armadillos hung? Question mark?
It doesn't matter. I already Googled everything. Your search is taken care of here. Finally, another takeaway from Kenzie's crimes. And I got to sing this one, okay? Here we go. Takeaway from Derek 312. Oh, Christmas tree, you're just a corpse named Ivy.
Oh no.
That's so messed up. That's so wrong.
That's bad.
Oh, boy. What's on the podcast, Case?
Well, we are at war with the armadillo. You can listen to all of that in the first hour of the Brian and Kenzie podcast today. They are overtaking the city. You should be concerned, and we will tell you why. Also, it's Tuesday, so there is a new Kenzie's Crimes if you want to figure out why Brian was singing that lovely tale just a second ago. Kenzie's Crimes on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. And at 10 o'clock this morning, switching away from the podcast for just a second to the Q101 YouTube channel, which I highly recommend subscribing to if you aren't already, our video with Stephen Jenkins, our video interview, an hour of Stephen Jenkins of Third Eye Blind in studio. That will be going up today at 10 o'clock. So if you have not heard that interview yet, you can watch it starting at 10 this morning.
And it's amazing with the stuff we did off the air and a lot of swearing. A lot of swearing.
Is he
on
a
the
cursor?
air.
He's a cursor?
Well, we became it too then. When one person swears, everybody's got to swear. That's what happened.
You get tough.
It's our YouTube channel. Go check it out at 10 o'clock. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.